I know Superintendent Miles, you spent a lot of time talking with principals, administrators, even the community members today in front of the building that were from Q, but where have you been during public comment these last 2 board meetings?
Most of that time I've been in the back watching the public comments on TV.
Yeah, can you speak about the reconfiguration of the room tonight? Why was access limited to only a small number of people?
So today's meeting was for agenda review and a budget workshop, and it was really our first opportunity to work as a board together and hear from Superintendent Miles and to ask the questions that we needed to ask to make sure that next week when we take action, we have all the information that we need. And so the idea on the configuration was really for that purpose. So, and really that's with the expectation that we would be having a working session.
Miranda.
Yeah, sorry, so just like further on that, do you not feel like that could have been done how, with the setup that it usually is in, without, you know, taking out seats for people who wanted to come attend and ask questions inside the room?
So the dais is a little bit restrictive, and being able to sit together as a group on the floor with the superintendent speaking directly to us and answering our questions really was the most effective manner, at least from my perspective, and I think from a number of the board members' perspective, to actually get the questions answered that we needed so that we can make the decisions that we need to next week.
At the back we have Rebecca. Rebecca, do you have a question?
Yeah, I was wondering, so one of the challenges obviously that the board has coming in just because of, you know, the nature of the takeover and everything is sort of building public trust. So I guess what I'm wondering is what are your plans for building more trust among the community here for the board that has been appointed?
Sure. So it is our plan to go out into the community, and the superintendent has already identified his plans to go out and speak at a number of different schools over the next couple of months. We will be joining him on those meetings, but we will also have our own engagement sessions that we plan to undertake in the next few months as well, after we are able to follow up on his good work.
Okay. Daniel, do you have a question?
Sure. A couple of questions. So, are you guys bringing back the old traditional session with people inside at later meetings? And do you have any updates on the people that maybe were detained or arrested? I don't know.
So I'll speak to the issue of the setup of the room. Like I said, really today's meeting was an agenda review and a budget workshop, and so that was really what was pushing for the setup that we utilized today. We are constantly going to be considering different options to ensure that we have a productive meeting in the future, and so I would look to that. I would also say that we really did have a very productive session today. We were able to get the questions answered that we needed from Superintendent Miles to make sure that we can make the right decisions next week when it comes to a vote.
Yeah. We have 2 more media partners.
In regards to the question, was someone detained or arrested?
Oh, I apologize. Didn't answer that part of your question. We don't have any information. We were not in the room really where that occurred, and so I don't have any further information that I can share with you at that time.
Sherman.
Yeah, Sherman with Fox 26. Superintendent, this is for you. When you met with these parents and educators over the last couple of weeks, I know you said you had a short period of time, but in the middle of that time, did you present some of the things that we saw tonight, like those proposed cuts? And if you did, what kind of reaction did you get?
Yes. So a lot of this has to do with providing information. Much of the information that was presented tonight was also presented to principals, some teachers. For example, the parents today outside, we talked about bilingual program, we talked about special education, we talked about the magnet programs. So yes, a lot of it was presented in various forums, and we're going to continue to do that. You noticed today, or at least I felt that the more information that people received, even today at the work session, the anxiety level goes down because I think whenever there's an absence of information, there's anxiety. So we're going to try to do more of that at every setting that we get, and then we'll be purposeful about having community meetings. The board president just said board members will be attending some of those with me, and then they have their own, and then I will also be doing others.
We gotta get another question from Brianna and then Candice.
Brianna with Channel 13, I wanted to ask you, just as you mentioned, the information and how that can decrease anxiety for people. A lot of the conversation tonight was over those magnet programs and the innovative programs. So what can you tell parents succinctly about your vision for the campuses that have those programs?
So beyond the NES schools, we have no intention of decreasing the magnet programs or changing the magnet schools. If we do anything at all, it'll be additive, more than that. For the NES schools, the schools, there's 12 of them that have magnet programs today. Those programs will continue. There may be some adjustments, but those parents can rest assured that if guitar or piano was provided, we'll be doing guitar and piano at the school. So we'll accommodate the programs that are there. There just may be some shifts in the schedule.
Candice?
Sure. Hi, Superintendent. My name is Candace. I'm with KPRC2. I noticed that you talked a lot about building the trust in the community, and you've addressed the anxiety. You said with change comes that, that stress and that anxiety. So we also know that first impressions are everything. And a lot of teachers came tonight hoping to be able to address, and parents hoping to be able to address their concerns. They'll be watching us tonight, and they'll probably be asking, or hoping we ask you, like, what do you say to them that they weren't able to come into the meeting that they normally are able to come into and talk to you face to face?
So I've spoken with over 3,000 teachers and principals and parents and legislators, and so I think there's plenty of opportunity to meet me face to face. Even today, I went outside with a small group who were, had some concerns and expressing those concerns in front of the building, so I went out to talk to them. That's going to continue. As far as the board meetings goes, this is the meeting of the board and the meeting of the board in public, and the board is able to hear the citizens and their concerns and their input and their questions, and we think that's a good way for the focus to be on the board rather than anything that I'm doing.
Any question additional?
Why are you coming late to the meeting?
Same answer.
What?
That
Because
it's
we had acting superintendents before who attended the entire meeting, so I'm just wondering why.
So again, during the public comment session, I'm coming after the public comment session, again, because it's a meeting of the board in public, where the board is able to hear the members of the public, their questions, and the focus is on the board, and it's the board's meeting, rather than drawing any of the attention to the things that I'm doing.
So you think if you were out there, people might yell things at you? Or?
No, I think again, it's the board's meeting, and the focus should be on the board and the questions to the board. I am answering lots of questions. I'll face any music, just like I did today, going outside. Yeah, that's not the point. The point is to make sure that I also get information, but let's also have the board in their meeting have the public comments directed to them.
All right, guys. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.